Past. Hello to YouTube, Facebook, and of course, my friends over on Instagram. Hope you are, doing well, having a beautiful day. I wanted to just jump on here today to talk to you a little bit about the concept of fear. Now, I'm going to warn you, I don't have a lot of notes for what I'm. Let me just fix my hair quickly. So, I don't have tons of notes for what I want to talk to you about in relation to fear, but I just really wanted to kind of just bring it to the forefront, I suppose, of your mind, because recently I was talking with a friend, and one of the themes that I got out of our conversation was basically that they are afraid of kind of stepping into a new version of themselves, I guess you could say. And when I say that, I'm talking purely from a business point of view. So sometimes I think that we are, a certain way, or we can't do certain things, even though maybe we have a calling to do that. Like we want to be a writer, or we want to be a dancer, or we want to be a singer, or whatever the case may be. And there's this sort of fear that gets in the way of us being able to accomplish our goals, being able to back ourselves, and being able to, actually live our life. I mean, I'm sure I've talked about it numerous times. We are here right now, and tomorrow is not guaranteed to us, right? And so I feel sad when I think about all the people who are not living their truth, who are not taking chances, who are playing small, and who are overcome by fear because they're worried about what someone else might think, or they're worried about not doing it perfectly, or they're worried about failure, or they're worried about making the wrong decision. And all of these things really comes down to that sort of word, which is fear. And, one thing that I learned recently, I interviewed a fabulous guest on the Raw Raw podcast. I'll put a link to that in the comments if you are interested in listening to the episode. The woman's name is Leslie Regalado. And what she was talking about is doing it scared, feeling the fear and doing it anyway. And I wanted to jump on here to just say that you can do it. You're supported. The whole universe is here to conspire to help you live your truth and do your thing, you know? And I really believe that you wouldn't even come up with these ideas of things that you want to do if you weren't going to be supported in doing them, if you weren't capable of actually executing them. I know that, as humans, we get older, we've got baggage, we've got trauma, we've got issues that we've been dealing with. And, but you can allow those things to stop you from being in your power. You can allow those things to stop you from stepping out into the world and letting your light shine, or you can decide to rise above in spite of them. Nothing that happened in the past can stop you from being in the present and where you are now. And sometimes when we just decide, you know what, screw it, I'm going to just give it a go, you sometimes realize it's not that scary. One exercise I learned from Marie Forleo's book, Everything is Figureoutable, is she actually has you think about the fear. So let's pretend I want to be a dancer, a professional dancer. Let's just pretend. I don't, but let's just say I do. Okay, so I'm afraid of becoming a professional dancer. And so why am I afraid? I'm afraid that if I, try to become a professional dancer, they'll say I'm too old. Okay, and then what will happen? Well, then I will have to reevaluate my goal. Okay, and then what will happen? And then I will probably have to start at the bottom, right? And then what will happen? And then I'll have to be at the bottom, which will be really humbling. My ego probably won't like that. Okay, and then what will happen? Anyway, this is kind of me ad-libbing an example, but what I'm trying to get at here is that when you think about what it is you want, what it is you want to accomplish, who it is you want to be in the future, what kind of business you want to have, what kind of, path you want to chart out, right? When you think about that and then you determine what's the worst thing that could happen, what's the worst thing, then when you kind of are done and stopped, what you want to do is you want to actually throw in like a solution, right? So if I'm told that, no dance company wants me because I'm too old, then I'll just start my own dance company for people like me who have dance talent, but are, maybe there's no market for it yet. So I'll just create my own dance company. I'll do a listing online where I try to find other people who are interested in dance as well. And I'll go and I'll rent a community hall and everyone can do a drop in and we can dance 1.5 meters apart, whatever we need to do at the time. And we'll just dance like no one's watching, and then we'll take it from there and see what happens, right? So that's kind of, me just showing you that, yeah, you look at all the fears. Often when we look through fear, when we really look up close to it and we magnify it, it's actually not that scary. Okay, so I won't, succeed in that one journey. Okay, so that person's not going to like me. Okay, so I'm not going to have the approval of those people over there. Okay, so I might look stupid for a minute. Well, okay, we probably take life way too seriously anyway, so it's kind of funny to laugh at ourselves sometimes, isn't it? So, yes, that's what I wanted to talk about today. I used to do really long conversations, and now I realize that 7 to 10 minutes is probably plenty, because really my message is just go ahead and do it. The world wants to hear from you, and the world, the universe, your spirit guides, your angels, like it's all here to support you. So if you are wanting to step out into your power, have a look at whether or not you've got self-limiting beliefs that you might need to work through. Have a look at the information that you're telling yourself, right? Are you saying positive things to yourself? Are you doing affirmations? Are you eating well? Are you going to bed on time? Are you, doing these things that are really going to help support you to take these challenges on, to step out into fear and go, you know what, I'm going to do it anyway. And the other thing too is like, ask for help. Right? When I'm working out something, I ask for guidance from my angels, from my spirit guides, from the creator of all that is. I just say, hey, can you please guide me? Can you help me listen to the messages that I'm getting? Can you show me signs? Can you introduce me to people that can help me? Can you show me a graceful path to walk down as I make my way through fear? Because on the other side is where I can be of service. So, just get clear on that. Why are you playing small? And recognize that, you don't want to go to the grave with regret. You don't want to go to the grave with your music in you still, right? You want to live the best life possible because you're deserving of that. And fear is just fear. It's not real. What do they say? It's false ego appearing real or something like that. So just, have a think about it. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your comments. If you've worked through fear before, well, how did you do it? How did it work for you? And maybe share this with people that you think could use it. As always, thank you so much for listening to the Raw Raw podcast. I do want to let you know that we have some incredible episodes out right now. As always, there's a new episode launching every Thursday. So our most recent episode is with Kiandra Vadas, and she is from the Empath School, and we talked about all things empathic. So if you are a sensitive person, if you have children or people in your area or your backyard that are sensitive as well, it's a possibility that you could be empathic. Did you know there are lots of different types of empaths? I didn't know that. I just thought people were sensitive. If you're really super sensitive and you can feel stuff, you're an empath. Well, there are a whole bunch of different types of empaths. So we get into that. We also get into, ways to cleanse, ways to release. And Kiandra shares a lot about her own journey. And we talk about also some really inspiring books that you might be able to, read to help you, develop your own spiritual journey. Yes, Eckhart's mentioned, spoiler alert, but just, when it's a good thing, you just got to mention it. Anyway, so that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. And yeah, one of our recent episodes as well was with Bianca Mayers. And Bianca, she actually did a heart centered sound healing in the session. And there's actually two episodes. So there's one with just the heart centered healing. And then there's one with her, with it sort of integrated into our conversation. But we also talked about the importance of paying attention to lyrics, because lyrics are kind of like mantras, using your voice for healing, and also the power of sound healing. So those are just a few examples of some really cool and awesome episodes that are available for you. Okay, so I'm at my limit. I will talk to you next week, and I wish you all the best. And just remember, if you need help, just ask. Even just say, "Hey, please help guide me to my path." I always like to throw graceful in, actually. "Hey, please gracefully guide me to the path, my path that I'm meant to walk." There's no wrong way or right way of saying it. You just say it however it feels in your heart for you. Okay? Talk to you soon. See ya.